Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com. Today I'm working on 3 colorful custom planner spreads that are all different and unique in their own way. All right, today I am jumping into 3 new custom planner spreads. We have a classic or grande size for Debbie. She is using the dashboard layout and she asked for a gardening theme one. I don't even know what that life is about. I do not garden, but I will most assuredly create a beautiful gardening spread for Debbie. Then Nikki had a special request of Beloved Society Girls, and she is using the grande size vertical layout. And so I've printed out some gorgeous Amen Beloveds for Nikki. And then Barb said I could do whatever I want. And I know that Barb is up for anything. She uses a venti size or big spread vertical style. And we're going to do some Vicky Booten because I'm in the mood for color and that's what's going to happen. So I will put you all on fast forward. I will link everything that I use down in the description box below. Otherwise, let's go. All right, let's get started with Debbie's spread. Again, she requested a gardening themed spread. And like I said, that is not my world. Oh my goodness, I cannot keep anything alive. I'm the worst gardener in the history of ever. And it's funny because I have 2 sisters, but I have one that is very much a gardener. In fact, she has her own gardening channel on YouTube. You can definitely check her out. She's a Mad Gardener is what it's called. You'll laugh because we look very similar and we sound very similar, but her channel is all about gardening. And of course mine is crafting. But yeah, the gardening life, I don't get it, but I know that Debbie definitely does and that she can grow all the things. So I hope this is kind of an inspiration spread for her as she kind of gears up to get her gardening done this spring. I am going to be using the Life and Leisure sticker book from Kelva Plan. She has some fabulous gardening stickers in there. And if you haven't guessed already, the washi tape that I'm using is representative of soil and water. That's what I was going for. We're doing a torn look on this brown spotty washi tape. And then the light blue is just the little bit of water that you need for your gardening. And I'm using that to frame out the page. It's one of my favorite things to do, especially on this particular dashboard layout spread, because I think there's lots of room at the top and the bottom for washi tape. And I think it just sets the tone for the spread really nicely. So we're going to put all of our soil in our water. Now we're ready to do a little bit of gardening. All right, I have my sticker guides pulled out. The sticker guides are these clear plastic pages. You can pick them up from the Happy Planner on their website. They allow you to kind of plan out where your stickers are going to go before you actually stick them directly to the paper. It will save you a little heartache of having to move stickers around later. I try to remember to use my sticker guides on a regular basis. You all know that I'm not always successful. Sometimes I'm feeling very bold and I just go ahead and put things on the paper. And oftentimes that ends with torn stickers. So I highly recommend these sticker guides. I had in mind for this spread that this would be a spread that Debbie was using as she was starting to work in her garden again. I know that she is probably currently looking out the window at snow on the ground, but perhaps she's dreaming of gardening. And I wanted to give her space to kind of write out some intentions for her garden. What does she plan to plant? That type of thing, to document the weather for the week, especially if it is a week that she's planning on getting outside and doing some work and kind of setting her gardening tasks. That's what I had in mind, almost like this was a gardening planner for the week and that it would be kind of a kickstart for the outdoor season. I used the sticker guides to plan out some of the main features of the spread, but I do find that at some point I do have to start sticking things down on the actual paper before it's completely planned on the sticker guide. Mostly because as soon as you start sticking it onto the paper, it starts to limit some of your choices. And in my case, that can be a really good thing to happen because having too many choices can often feel overwhelming. So once you start putting actual stickers on the page, then you'll start to see, oops, that one is crooked. Things will start to fall into place. When I am really hesitant to put stickers down, it's almost like there's too many choices and I don't know what direction to go and can feel very quickly overwhelmed or uninspired. Start putting things down on the page and then see where everything kind of falls after that. All right, so I started out with the functional boxes, trying to figure out what a good spread of functionality would be. I like to kind of change it up on these dashboard layouts. Sometimes I use functional boxes, sometimes I use bullet points. In this case, I'm trying to figure out what color bullet points should go where. This is kind of a lime greeny color. I want to be really careful using it. And then the same with this gray blue. I want to balance out where those are on the spread. And so I'm trying to move it around. You can see I'm bringing in some light blue just to balance. It's all about balancing, especially when you're using some of these very bold colors. You don't want all of that lime green, for instance, clustered in one corner of your spread. You want to spread things out just a little bit. All right, so this blue box was a vertical box, but I needed a more of a square, so I just cut it and then I layered over on top, and now I have a custom size box, and that works fantastic. Okay, the last little thing I'm going to do is give Debbie a few labels. These are from Proud Sticker Designs. I have been digging, labeling some of the different sections just to give her some direction. We have the to-do list, intentions. I was thinking this would be a brainstorming place for her garden. We have This Week Was, which is a great place to document weather, get it done, and then a little check-in section for her. And that's going to be it for this spread. Oops, one more, top moments. All right, there we go. That's going to be it. Let me know what you think of Debbie's gardening spread. All right, next up is a spread for Nikki, and she requested Beloved Society girls. You can find Beloved Society, you can find them at Illustrated Faith digital printouts, but you can also follow Beloved Society on Instagram. It is an artist named Beth Castro, very talented, love, love, love these girls, and she does all kinds of things. You have, the digital printouts of these girls that you can get over at Illustrated Faith, but she also creates ornaments and custom artwork, and she's just a wonderful, amazing artist. So make sure to find her over on Instagram, Beloved Society, or at Beloved Society. I'm going to use some of her girls that I printed out. They are the Amen girls from Illustrated Faith. I think that's an older set, quite possibly. And I loved the colors and I love the softness of the colors. It's funny when I start doing these custom spreads, and I've done them for a while for some of my patrons, I like changing it up just a little bit. Last month I did a very bold kind of in your face spread for Nikki. This one is going to be a much softer feel. We're going to go with softer colors, kind of a spring feel, and I think she will appreciate both. Sometimes we have a very specific style. Some of you like florals all the time. Some of you are like me and like bold in your face colors all the time. I have a feeling that Nikki kind of appreciates both and likes the contrast in all her crafting and her journaling and things like that. So I'm hoping she appreciates kind of these softer colors in this particular spread. Okay, so originally the plan was to use 3 girls, and then I cut out 4. And then I cut out 5, and then I couldn't stop, and we ended up with 7 girls. I was going to do like girls kind of scattered around the page and have little clusters around them, but then I just liked the idea that all of these Beloved Society girls were gathered together and they were just getting into their craftiness together. They were enjoying their crafty selves, and that's kind of the theme we're going with. So I have my little gathering of ladies down here. They're all, chilling out, mulling about, if you will. And then the ephemera that I'm going to choose is actually some that I had in my stash. It goes with these kind of softer colors in the background, and it is pieces of ephemera that lend themselves to crafting. So we have some string and twine, we have some paintbrushes and some scissors that make their way into the spread. And I think it just is kind of indicative of a group getting together, having fun, crafting, and just having a good time being together. So that's what I ended up going with. It's funny because I didn't start out with that plan. I started out with more of a going just with a color scheme and not really worrying about a theme. Well, the theme kind of ended up presenting itself, which is nice. It's nice when it kind of works out like that. The boxes that I am choosing are from Mojo Jojo Plans. These are her autumn boxes, and there was this beautiful sage green, which I thought was lovely, and then there is kind of a brown, like a tan brown that was also very, very soft. I thought those were lovely to bring in. It's funny because there actually isn't any sage green with these girls as I go and look at them and as I'm looking at the spread right now. However, I still feel like the color complements really nicely. So I'm pretty pumped that it went together really well. I'm scattering some of the boxes throughout the spread. Again, always working on balancing the color. I was going to do bullet points, but then changed my mind at the end. I wanted a little bit of a cleaner look, so I went with checklists. And again, I'm going to give her just a few checklists, not one for every day. I know she's got a lot going on. She's got kiddos and a job and plenty going on, but we'll just give her a few checklists scattered throughout the week. I feel like Sunday is always a good day for a checklist. Okay, we got to put the days of the week up here at the top. I'm going to use Mojo Jojo Plans Rainbow Dated. I actually think this is her last one. And we're just going to do the abbreviations because they fit really nicely in this size spread, and I liked the brown. Again, we're bringing in some of those softer colors. I just love how this one came. Oh my goodness, it's so cute. Once those are in place, then I just have to do the last few little pieces here and there, getting that ephemera down, and that's going to be it for Nikki's Beloved Society spread. I love this one. This is definitely one that I would be very happy to have in my planner. Let me know what you think of it down below. I made a last minute switch. I had this like crafty shirt down there, but then I ended up not liking it and we went with the camera instead. I think it was a good switch. I think it fits a little bit better. All right, ephemera, done. All right, you know that if I am willing to use my Vicki Boutin color story pieces for your planner spread, then that's true love, because this is probably my favorite Vicki Boutin release of all time. And of course, Vicki Boutin is one of my favorite designers of all time. She has a very mixed media feel to the things she designs. They are bright, bold colors. And I thought this would be a fun, bright, bold spread for Barb this spring. So I wanted to use this scrapbook paper. I love the pencils. And originally I was going to go horizontally, but I didn't have enough to go all the way across horizontally. But you know what I did have enough for? To make some strips that go vertically. And that is something a little bit different that I don't think I've done before. So I'm cutting these in some long strips that will cover all of these vertical boxes. I'm going to use the pencils, and then I didn't have enough of the pencils to do every other day. So we're going to add in some bright pink as well. And check this out. We're going to spread it out. How different is that? I think it's a different look to the spread. We'll see if it comes together in the end. It can be hard. Okay, so I love these bright, bold colors. They can be overwhelming, and I do have the tendency to get caught up and forget sometimes, especially in these custom spreads, that they also need to be functional. So I kind of had to restrain myself as we went from just going absolutely nuts and doing all the decorative things. I did want to include these tags. There were a couple of them that had jumped out at me. One says, "I can do all the things." I thought that was super cute. And then the other one says, "Life in full color." Those were two main sentiments I wanted on the page. The other tags I thought would be great for writing on. And you'll see how I kind of incorporate some more functionality as we go. As of right now, obviously I'm just covering up a ton of the writing space. That probably seems like I'm making a spread that is not super functional. It might seem like it's lending itself a little bit more towards a memory planning spread, but I promise this one is going to be functional in the end, and if Barb wants to use it in her catch-all planner, she will totally be able to, and she'll have a ton of room to write. And then if she wants to use it in a creative journal planner, something like that, definitely works as well. All right, I'm getting all of these tags in place. I work from big to small almost all of the time. So I do that in my scrapbooking. I do that in my planning as well. So I did the biggest elements down on the page first, and then we get smaller and smaller, adding more detail as you go. Before I go any further, I figured I should probably go ahead and start adding some boxes to make sure this is functional. I'm going to use Mojo Jojo's black boxes, a few lined boxes, and then we're going to play with the vertical boxes and the square boxes. This is a big size or venti size planner spread, and these boxes are sized for a classic size planner. However, that works really well because then you can see kind of the matting. You see the scrapbook paper peeking out from behind the boxes. And to me, that's just a nice little effect and still giving her plenty of room. So you can see I'm layering the boxes over top of some of the areas that may have been a struggle for Barb to write on. And this is going to add functionality back into the spread. All right, I had these particular stickers. I've had this sticker sheet forever, and I'm really trying to use all of the pieces. And so Barb's spread was a great opportunity to use a few more of these cardstock stickers. She will be able to write on top of those. And then I need to fill in a few little places. We have some parakeets, because why not? Why not put some happy little birds and have fun on your planner spread? I'm going to add in, again, I'm using some of these stickers, bits and pieces here and there to fill in all of these little areas. You know what? Now that I'm looking, a couple of these fell off. I need to go back and double check that I can find all of her stickers. All right, love this life. That's perfect. We're going to add a couple of more hearts up here at the top. And how cute is this? Okay, time for a little more functionality. Now we're using the square boxes. Again, layering over the scrapbook paper so that there is plenty of room for her to write. And I think the black brings a nice contrast, especially against the hot pink. Just trying to fit everything nicely up in there. Beautiful. All right, that's coming together. I hope you liked all of these custom spreads. These were fun. They were bright, they were colorful, and they were all three very different, which I think is a lot of fun and a fun challenge for me. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. Let me know down in the comments below. It's always fun to see which spreads you all liked the most. As always, I will link all of the supplies that I used in the description box below, so you can be sure to check those out. And I do want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon and creative family. It's a fun group over there. We're doing a ton of great things in the month of February, all focused around learning to make some cards and send some happy mail. It is never too late to join us, so head on over to the link down below and start your free trial today. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.